Hello viewers, welcome to our channel. In this video, we will discuss some important questions on extremophiles. Extremophiles are those organisms that thrive in extreme environments such as high temperature, high pH, low pH, saline condition, high saline condition, deep hydrostatic pressure, etc. Some brief notes regarding the questions and their related options are also provided here, which will be beneficial for you. So stay tuned in this video. The first question. Which of the following statement is true about extremophiles? Option 1. They can only survive in moderate environments. Option 2. They are only found in hot spring. Option 3. They have unique adaptation to survive in extreme environment. Option 4. They are harmful to humans. And the correct answer is option 3. That is, they have unique adaptation to survive in extreme environment. Extremophiles are organisms with the ability to thrive in extreme environments such as extreme temperature, extreme acidity, extreme alkalinity, or chemical concentration. Next question. The organisms that can survive in high salt environment. Option 1 halophile, option 2 radiophile, option 3 endolith, and option 4 thermophile. And the correct answer is option 1 halophile. A halophile is an organism that lives in an environment that has high salinity, such as ocean, solid crystals. Halophiles may be described as slightly, moderately, or extremely halophilic based on the extent of their tolerance to salinity. Slight halophiles are those that thrive in 1.7 to 4.8% salt content, whereas moderate halophiles are those that prefer 4.7 to 20% salt content. Extreme halophiles prefers 20 to 30% salt content. The latter may also be referred to as extreme halophiles or hyperhalophiles. Next question. The organism that can survive in high temperature. Option 1 is halophile, option 2 radiophile, option 3 endolith, and the option 4 is thermophile. And the correct answer is option 4 thermophile. Thermophile is derived from the Greek word thermotita, that means heat, and the Greek word phila, which means love, that is the heat loving organism. A thermophile is an organism, it is a type of extremophiles that thrive at relatively high temperature, as high as 55 degrees centigrade. The minimum temperature is 45 degrees centigrade, optimal temperature range 55 to 65 degrees centigrade, and maximum temperature 80 degrees centigrade. For example, Bacillus thermophilus, Thermoplasma acidophyllum, Thermus aquaticus. Next question. The organisms that are able to acquire resources for the growth in the inner part of rock are known as option 1 halophile, option 2 radiophile, option 3 endolith, and option 4 is thermophile. And the correct answer is option 3, that is endolith. An endolith or endolithic is an organism, archaea, bacterium, fungus, lichen, algae, or amoeba. These endolithic organisms are able to acquire the necessary resources for growth in the inner part of a rock, mineral, coral, animal shells, or in the pores between the mineral grains of a rock. Which of the following is not an adaptation of extremophiles? Option 1, the ability to produce heat shock proteins. Option 2, the ability to produce enzymes that function at high temperature or extreme pH. Option 3, the ability to photosynthesize. And option 4, the production of membranes that are resistant to harsh condition. And the correct answer will be the ability to photosynthesize. Whereas the other option, that is the first option, the ability to produce heat shock proteins, is for thermophiles, which is extremophiles that live in extreme temperature. Next option is the ability to produce enzymes that function at high temperature or extreme pH level. To survive at high temperature and extreme pH level, this microorganism produce enzymes that can function this extreme environment. So it is also the adaptation for extremophiles. The third option, ability to photosynthesize. Photosynthesis even done by many plants and bacteria that live in moderate normal temperature. So this is not the adaptation for extremophiles. So the answer will be the ability to photosynthesis. Whereas the fourth option, that is the production of membrane that are resistant to harsh condition, it is also correct, because both thermophiles and psychrophiles produce the membrane that are resistant to temperature, high temperature or low temperature. Okay. Next question. Which of the following is not an extreme environment where extremophiles are found? Option 1 is polar ice cap. Option 2, volcanoes. Option 3, salt flats. And option 4 is temperate forest. And the correct answer is option 4, temperate forest. In temperate forest, extreme is not an extreme environment where the extremophiles are found. Whereas in polar ice cap, psychrophiles is habit. P-S-Y-C-H-R-O, psychrophiles. Next option is volcanoes. It is the habitat for thermophiles. Thermophiles. Philes is common because phile is for loving. One, that is psychro, that live in cold environment. Thermo means hot and heat at high temperature. And third one is salt flats. Here, this is the habitat for halophiles. Okay, halophiles. So the option temperate forest is the correct, because it is not an extreme environment where the extremophiles can be found. Next question. Which type of extremophiles can survive in extreme pressure environment, such as deep sea? Option 1 is halophile. Option 2 is barophile. Option 3 radiophile. And option 4 is thermophile. And the correct answer is option 2, that is barophile. Microorganisms that survive and thrive under high hydrostatic pressure condition are known as peizophile or barophile. So this barophile may be also called the peizophiles, that live at high hydrostatic pressure condition. An organism that has its maximum rate of growth at a hydrostatic pressure equals to or above 10 megapascal, that is 19 atmospheric pressure, when tested overall permissible temperature. They are usually found in deep down the ocean, experiencing extreme pressure and high or low temperature. Several archaea peizophiles or barophiles such as sulfolobus, sulfataricus or pyrococcus abscessi, usually thermophilic, while the psychrophilic peizophiles belong to the bacteria. Next question. What type of extremophiles survive in extremely acidic environment? Option 1 is halophile, option 2 acidophile, option 3 radiophile, and option 4 is thermophile. And the correct answer will be option 2, acidophiles. The organism that live in extremely acidic condition, from the word that is acidophile. Phile means loving. So acid loving organism. Acidophiles or acidophilic organisms are those that thrive under high acidic conditions, usually at pH 5 or below. The organisms can be found in different branches of the tree of life, including bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. Okay. Examples include sulfolobils and acidobacteria. Most acidophile organisms have evolved extremely efficient mechanism to pump protons out of their intracellular space in order to keep the cytoplasm at or near the natural pH. However, other acidophiles such as Acidobacter acidi have an acidified cytoplasm which forces nearly all proteins in the genome to evolve acid stability. In most acid-stable proteins such as pepsin and the SOXF protein from Sulfolobus acido, there is an overabundance of acidic residues which minimizes low pH destabilization that induced by the build-up of positive charge. Next question. Which of the following is not an example of extremophile? Option 1 acidophile, option 2 thermophile, option 3 radiophile, and option 4 is mesophile. And the correct answer is option 4 mesophiles. Whereas the acidophile is acid loving organisms that is an extremophiles. Thermophile also thrive at high temperature, so it is also an extremophiles. Radiophiles that can tolerate and survive at high radiation condition, whereas mesophile is not an extremophiles, because mesophiles are organisms that grow best at a moderate temperature, 20 degrees centigrade to 45 degrees centigrade, and they are not considered as extremophiles. Next question. Peizophiles are option 1 organisms that live under high hydrostatic pressure. Option 2 the organism that are able to acquire resources for growth in the inner part of a rock. Option 3 an organisms that can live in an environment that offers very low levels of nutrient. And option 4 and the organisms that can survive in high salt environment. And the correct answer is option 1, that is organisms that live under high hydrostatic pressure. Peizophiles is coming from the Greek peizo for pressure and the phile for living, is an organism with optimal growth under high hydrostatic pressure. That is an organism that has its maximum rate of growth at a hydrostatic pressure that is equal to or above 10 megapascal when tested overall permissible temperature. Like all definition of extremophiles, the definition of peizophiles is anthropocentric, and humans consider that moderate values for hydrostatic pressure are those around 1 atmosphere, that is 0.1 megapascal. Hyperpeizophiles are organisms that have their maximum rate of growth above 10 megapascal. Next question. Osmophiles are option 1 organisms that live under high hydrostatic pressure. Option 2 the organism that can survive in high sugar environment. Option 3 an organism that can live in an environment that offers very low level of nutrient. Now option 4 the organism that can survive in high salt environment. And the correct answer is option 2, that is organisms that can survive in high sugar environment. Oligotrophs are organisms that live under high hydrostatic pressure. Option 2 an organism that can live in an environment that offers very low level of nutrients. Option 3 organisms that are able to acquire resources for the growth in the inner part of a rock. And option 4 is none of the above. And the correct answer is option 2, that is an organisms that can live in an environment that offers very low levels of nutrient. An oligotroph is an organism that can live in an environment that offers very low level of nutrient. They may be contrasted with copiotroph, which prefer nutritionally rich environments. Oligotrophs are characterized by slow growth, low rates of metabolism, and generally low population density. Next question. Xerophiles are option 1 organisms that live under high hydrostatic pressure. Option 2 the organisms that are able to acquire resources for the growth in the inner part of a rock. Option 3 that can grow and reproduce in conditions with a low availability of water. And option 4 is an organisms that can live in an environment that offers very low level of nutrient. And the correct answer is option 3, that is organisms that can grow and reproduce in condition with low availability of water. The xerophile is coming from the Greek, that is xeros means dry and philos is loving, is an extrophilic organism that can grow and reproduce in condition with a low availability of water, also known as water activity. The water activity is measured as the humidity above a substance relative to the humidity above pure water. The humidity of pure water is 1. Xerophile or xerotolerant meaning tolerant of dry condition. They can often survive in environments with water activity below 0.8, above which is typical for most of the life on earth. Examples of xerophiles include Zygosaccharomyces, cacti, etc. Polyextremophiles are option 1 organisms that live under high hydrostatic pressure. Option 2 organisms which prefer nutritionally rich environment. Option 3, an organism which can tolerate 2 or more extreme environmental factors. And option 4 is none of the above. And the correct answer is option 3, that is an organism which can tolerate 2 or more extreme environmental factors. And organisms which can tolerate 2 or more extreme environmental factors such as extreme temperature, radiation, salinity or pH level. Deinococcus radiodurans is a polyextremophile known for its ability to withstand a multitude of extreme environments, including severe cold, dehydration, vacuum, acid and intense radiation. Next question. Which of the following is not a molecular adaptation for psychrophiles? Option 1 is cold active enzymes. Option 2, cryoprotectant. Option 3, carotenoid pigment. And option 4 is saturated fatty acids in the lipid cell membrane. And the correct answer is saturated fatty acids in the lipid cell membrane. Short unsaturated fatty acids in the lipid cell membrane have a lower melting point, which increases the fluidity of the membrane. This helps to overcome the stiffening of the lipid cell membrane, thus help to adapt at cold temperature. Whereas the cold active enzymes function better at cold temperature. Next option is the cryoprotectant. It also protects cellular organelles and molecules from cold environment. Carotenoid pigments, this helps the fluidity of the membrane. This helps to overcome the stiffening of the lipid cell membrane. So cold active enzymes, cryoprotectant, carotenoid pigments, all are molecular adaptation of psychrophiles. Next question. The optimum growth temperature for psychrophiles are option 1 15 degrees centigrade, option 2 4 degrees centigrade, option 3 25 degrees centigrade and option 4 0 degrees centigrade. And the correct answer is option 1, that is 15 degrees centigrade. Psychrophiles or cryophiles are extremophilic organisms that are capable of growth and reproduction in low temperature, ranging from -20 degrees centigrade to +20 degrees centigrade. Whereas the thermophile is an organism that thrives at relatively high temperature, as high as 55 degrees centigrade. The minimum temperature for thermophile is 45 degrees centigrade. Optimal temperature range is 55 to 65 degrees centigrade, whereas the maximum temperature for thermophiles are 80 degrees centigrade. Thank you. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to this channel.